On my first day of work, a new colleague keeps hinting that she's the chairman's daughter. Everyone sucks up to her and flatters her when they hear. That's not the worst part. They make me out to be some old man's sugar baby. I angrily call the chairman. They called you an old man with a sugar baby, Dad? After I graduated, Dad decisively sent me straight to his company and gave me an entry-level position. The official reason? To train my skills and strengthen my character. While I kept complaining, deep down, I secretly looked forward to gaining independence. However, on my very first day, I overheard colleagues whispering, "I heard Mr. Yarn's daughter is among this batch of interns. The CEO is so inconsiderate, he could have at least let his daughter start as a manager." I was surprised. Who could have leaked this information? Fortunately, after a bit of random speculation, everyone soon moved on to other topics. That was until the intern orientation meeting. A woman who was late introduced herself. "Hi everyone, I'm Tiffany Yarn." "Tiffany Yarn? Are you the CEO's daughter?" The person beside her gasped, covering their mouth. The entire meeting room burst into excitement. After all, Tiffany was dressed head to toe in designer brands, even sporting Cartier's latest Ballon Bleu watch. She had the unmistakable look of a wealthy heiress. Tiffany lowered her head with a small smile and replied evasively, "My father has always taught me to be humble. My joining the company is really just to fulfill his wish." You can just tell she was born with a silver spoon. That demeanor is unmatched. "Tiffany, don't forget us colleagues when your internship ends." I was so shocked that I couldn't find the words to speak. Weren't I supposed to be my dad's only daughter? Since when did he have another one? That said, the misunderstanding was understandable. I had taken my mom's last name, Thornton, while Tiffany was the only intern in our batch with the last name Yarn. Naturally, she became the center of everyone's admiration. I watched her beam under the attention, but chose not to expose her, at least not yet. The room only began to settle down when Gareth Jackson, the department manager, walked in. However, I couldn't help but notice that Gareth's attitude toward Tiffany was markedly different from how he treated everyone else. To top it off, he outright appointed her as the leader of the intern group, assigning her the responsibility of communicating the company's arrangements to us. I couldn't stand this blatant favoritism, so I stood up and suggested, "I think it'd be fairer to let everyone vote on this." "We don't have time for votes," Gareth replied. "Tiffany's resume is the most impressive among you. It's only fitting that she takes the lead." His words were so absurd that they nearly made me laugh. "Just last night, Dad told me, among this batch of interns, your resume stands out the most. I believe you'll shine brightly." Faced with the manager's blatant lies, I didn't bother to argue publicly, just like I didn't rush to expose Tiffany's fake heiress act. Some lies were better left to unravel at the most dramatic moment. I was genuinely curious to see what Tiffany's supposed talents were. Brimming with arrogance, Tiffany instructed me, "All of these need to be sorted into electronic files in chronological order. Email them to me by tomorrow morning." Before leaving, she turned back and added, "Oh, and make me a coffee." I was stunned by how downright commanding her tone was. "Can't you make it yourself?" I asked. Not even my dad had had the honor of me making him coffee. "It's just a small favor. Why make such a fuss over it? We're all colleagues." Fiona Zine chimed in annoyance. "Yeah, it's just a cup of coffee. No big deal," another voice echoed, as if I were the unreasonable one. I shoved the mug into Fiona's palms. "Well, since it's no big deal, you can do it. She should serve Tiffany since she was so eager to do so." Fiona's face immediately darkened. "Yvonne, what's your problem? Are you trying to stir up trouble on your first day?" "I'm at fault." Tiffany stepped in before I could respond. "I shouldn't have asked Yvonne to grab a coffee for me. Please don't let this affect our harmony," she pleaded, acting like the victim. I wasn't upset about making coffee, per se. I just couldn't stand her condescending tone. Fiona fanned herself with her hand and glared at me. "How did you even get into this company when you can't even do a simple task like this?" "I didn't come here to fetch drinks for others," I shot back, unable to hold it in. "How about this?" Tiffany mentioned. "I'll treat everyone to afternoon tea to make up for it. Let's all get back to work now." Then, she turned to me and coaxed me sweetly. "Yvonne, please don't be mad at me, okay?